Things did not go well last time on Zodiac Trial. Time for Plan C. Plan Snake. Okay, Snake. This is your plan. How do you propose we set up this ambush? I'm so glad you asked. I believe we should make this cafeteria our home base. It is rich with several resources that will be useful, and more importantly, it's central to this floor. Snake took out a piece of paper and began to make a crude drawing of the area. You're supposed to be an artist? We're in a rush, Mouse. I'm not going for Van Gogh. At any rate, if we make the cafeteria our home base, Honse will likely come by here sooner rather than later. It's actually a positive when setting up an ambush like this. Alright, but I'm noticing that there are 4 separate entrances to the cafe. How are we supposed to set up an ambush like that? We'll just have to make efficient use of the weapons at hand. First off, the main door to the left. We'll block that off using the vending machines. Huh? Shouldn't be too hard to overturn them, right? In that case, I feel as though it should act as a sufficient blocker to those doors. The Honse is super strong. He'll be able to push them out of the way. Maybe, given enough time. However, if he insists on taking the time to push open that door, he'll be wide open. If someone sees him trying that, we can pop out and shoot at him. Even with his quick reaction speeds, there'll be very little for him to do in an open hallway like that if caught unaware. Okay, that's one entrance covered. What next? There's actually a few ways we could handle things from here. At the very least, one of the entrances should be covered by the grenade. By the grenade? With what we have here, I'm confident I can set up a trap with it, which will cause the grenade to explode when the door it is on is opened. Now, I can't place that in the upper left entrance, as it is far too wide. With that in mind, where do you think we should put the grenade? Eh? That's certainly a question. Upper right? That makes sense to me. It's just one door, so it should be easy to hook up. Place it properly, he shouldn't be able to see it. He'll definitely die if he takes a blast like that. Great. Then what do we do with the other doors? With what we have left, I think we can cover the other entrances by placing a pair of scouts right here. Pair of scouts? We have a sniper rifle, and you brought back a pistol, right? We should keep the dual pistols with someone safe as a backup plan. So those are the weapons we use. Group will stay on guard. At the upper right side of the area. The scout with a sniper rifle will look for anyone entering through the open area, while the scout with a pistol will be ready for if he enters through the right set of double doors. Regardless of where he attacks from, he won't be safe. It hardly seems perfect. Still, it's probably our best shot. Yeah, with this plan, we've pretty much got the whole place on lockdown. Excuse me. I know you mentioned the 2 scouts, but what about the rest of us? Where should we be? See that little diverted section in the back of the cafeteria? You all should be fine if you hide there. They'll keep everyone completely out of all lines of sight for the entrances, so no risk of being shot, and it provides the most flexibility in the worst-case scenario when we need to flee. So, I guess we should discuss who the scouts are, right? I believe I can also provide answers for that. First of all, the scout in charge of the sniper should be none other than myself. Seriously? You? Didn't see that coming. I object to that assignment. Not sure why you think you'd be a good fit for sniper, but I sure can't see it. Trust me, I'm quite capable of this task. Sniping at such short range should be child's play. I'll confirm that. This task is totally within Snake's capabilities. It is? Good, glad that's settled. As for the second scout, the one covering the first scout with a pistol, I would request that role go to Mouse. Mouse? Me? Again, I object. I want a gun. If daddy's gun. I'm a cop, I know how to use a pistol. I know how to use it way better than some random civilian. Perhaps, but as the sniper, I want Mouse to back me up. Mouse, will you go along with this? Wow, we get lots of choices in here. Alright. Sure. Thank you. But... Settle down, Bunny. If Snake wants this, and Mouse has agreed to it, then we might as well let it happen. But though I must admit, I'm curious as to Snake's motives. I'm simply making the safest choice. Well, if you guys think so, you're probably right. Sorry for being so negative there. Just, you know, concerned at all. Fair, but unnecessary. That the plan was settled on. We didn't know when a horse would be coming to attack, so we worked fast. Bunny showed me the basics of how to use a pistol. Snake set up the traps. Everything was ready. We took our stations besides the upper right entrance and began our lookout watch. We put the thing that scares me is that we put the grenade on that door. This could end very badly. So what am I on the lookout for? Horse. I know that. Asking if there's any tells I can use, anything to figure out he's about to come. Just keep your eyes peeled. I highly doubt he'll be coming in from that entrance. If he does, get a clear shot of him. He doesn't have one of you. All right. After that, we stood around in silence for a while. What was there to say? We just needed to do our jobs. And kill. Came. The part I was most nervous of. It was totally justified. Murdering Horse. Make me feel good. But at this point, I was determined. I saw him. Shoot him. I had to. Eventually, the silence began to wear on me. I tried starting some conversation with Snake. Are you nervous, Snake? Reasonably. What's going to happen if he shows up? We'll shoot him. Honestly, I'd be more nervous if he doesn't show up. We do have to input our actions for this turn in the race eventually. If he shoots us first. Shouldn't be possible. Why are you nervous? Fighting for our lives. Fighting to kill. It's natural to be nervous. Nothing is certain. You don't look nervous. No reason to show it. So when Ox told Bunny he could trust you to use a sniper, what was that about? Was he just saying that to placate him? Most likely. Ox has remembered more about me at some point. As the prosecutor of the Morris case, he looked into the backgrounds of most of the relevant actors, including mine. You ex-army? So you do know what you're doing? If I didn't, why would I volunteer? Fair enough. I suppose you wish to know why I know how to operate a sniper rifle. Certainly curious about it. As a matter of fact, I used to be in the military. There it is. You? I need to act surprised. Admittedly, it was a while ago. Not for that long, but I did serve. While that life was definitely not for me, it taught me a lot. Not just about guns, of course. Not speaking in a bigger sense. In fact, I think everyone should spend a few years of their life early on in the military. It's a valuable experience. Forgive me if I pass on that. Unexpected response. Well, this whole endeavor may be a suitable replacement. So that's why you chose the sniper. Why did you choose me to back you up? I imagine you prefer if I told you that it's because I truly believe in you. I wouldn't have anyone else at my back. It'd be nice, but somehow I doubt it. That's actually not far from the truth. I have reason to strongly distrust the others here. I suppose it didn't have to be you. Rooster, pig, or sheep. They've all been suitable replacements. Forgive me if I didn't choose them for other reasons. Reason to distrust the others? Ah, we went into this in his round. As right as I asked that, as it happened. Vending machine fell down onto the floor by the upper left-hand entrance. As soon as we realized what we had witnessed, we saw another figure plummet down, landing behind the vending machine. I only realized that it had been Horse a few seconds after witnessing it. What on earth? Shit, this could be bad. How the hell did he get that thing over the railing? The common area connected to the upper left entrance had an open ceiling with a second floor, which a second floor walkway could look down on. It appeared that as though Horse was taking full advantage of this strange geography. You certainly were right in your assessment of Horse's tremendous physical prowess. Well, interestingly, why did he choose to approach like this? Can't imagine he could have figured out we were waiting to ambush him. That shouldn't be possible. clearly it is. Why else would he jump from the second floor like that? At least he can't really move any closer without you shooting him. I wouldn't speak so soon. Oh. It seems Snake predicted Horse's next move, because sure enough, Horse began to move. Move with the vending machine, that is. He slowly pushed it forward, still staying completely ducked down behind it, using it for cover. It was really an absurd sight. Still, this approach has flaws. I'm not sure what he hopes to achieve. It's not like, oh my god, guys, quickly run over here. Get out of here, flee, go through the upper right hallway. Snake, keep your gun trained on the machine. Be ready if he pops out. Why? Think about what will happen if he keeps pushing the vending machine. Right now he's restricted because if he pops out, he'll likely be shot before he can do anything. If he moves that machine far enough, he'll be able to shoot at the others without getting out from behind cover. Good catch. I'm impressed. Fox seemed to have got what I was saying as he instructed everyone to run over. Snake tensed up. Force didn't try something right now. He let the group get away. Let the group get away he did. Now the only people in the cafeteria were Snake, Horse, and me. A tense standoff. The vending machine got closer and closer. What are we going to do? At some point we'll have to fight. I'm just waiting for the right time. The right time? As strong as he is, pushing that thing's gotta take some effort. He's currently holding Dragon's gun while pushing. I can't easily imagine how he must be positioned behind that vending machine. If that's the case, then this should work. What should work? Instead of answering me, Snake started to sprint at the vending machine, sniper rifle in hand. He jumped off a nearby misplaced chair and aimed the gun midair down. Holy shit. See, we could get to an angle where he could get the shot off. As soon as I got this hope, a blur emerged from the machine. Oh shit. Horse had swung the sledgehammer, knocking the sniper rifle out of Snake's hands. Such a smart guy, I thought you'd have a better plan than that. I instantly realized Snake was in a load of trouble. I wanted to fire, but Snake was right in front of me. Duck! Snake instantly realized what I meant and dropped to the floor. Fortunately, Horse also got the message and ducked back behind the vending machine. I shot twice at him with a pistol, but only one bullet connected, and it only glanced his shoulder. He was injured, but Snake realized the sniper rifle was lying on the floor and lunged to grab it. Once again, as the sledgehammer came out from behind the vending machine, using it like a stick, Horse pulled it back behind his cover. Snake stood up, flustered. We had to act fast. Hand me the pistol. What? Why? Trust me. Hesitant, but Snake seemed to know what he was doing. I gave him the gun. I'm successful, then let them know what I did. Give me a hero's death. What? Instead of explaining, Snake bent down and leapt forward, going around the vending machine, pistol out and ready. 2 shots were fired at nearly the same time. Went straight through Snake's head. His body's inertia left his body sliding across the floor. The other came for the pistol. It was aimed behind the vending machine. To connect with Horse? To say it, but the excitement that thought brought far outweighed the sorrow I felt at Snake's death. Excitement shattered as Horse stood up, holding a assault rifle that now had a bullet lodged at the front of it. Guess this thing's worthless now. Horse leant down and grabbed the sniper rifle from behind the vending machine. This'll have to do instead. It was those words that made me realize I was weaponless and powerless. Once again, I had no choice but to run away from the scene, tears in my eyes. Horse was unstoppable. He couldn't be beat. No one could face him. We were going to die. Paranoia and desperation were rampant within my brain. I went up the stairs and ran down the 3rd floor hallway. Eventually I found the group. Explaining what had happened to them did not calm things down. We're gonna die. We're gonna die. Is there anything we can do? Any way at all to stop him? As a matter of fact, I believe we are not completely without options yet. Bungie? She held out the dual pistols. We weren't completely out of weapons. So what should we do with them? I don't know. Put them to good use. That monkey started to walk away from us. Wait, where are you going? Aware of my strengths well enough to know that I'd be of no use here. I'm also aware of my mental state enough to know that if I see anyone die with my own eyes, I'd likely be scarred, experiencing trauma that would take years and years to heal from. Therapists can't exactly be scarred, no? For my livelihood and life, I shall flee. Also, the round is nearing its end. We all need to input our moves once more. Hey, wait up. That sounds like a bunch of cowardly talk to justify running and hiding. Actually, I think Monkey's plan sounds pretty cool. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Know that my winning spirit is with you. Cheers. Rooster started to speed walk away. Hey, cut it out! You really just gonna hide? How do you even know that's gonna work? Don't worry, I'm sure it will. After all, I've been invisible to casting directors for years. Cretins. Just hide and let the others deal with Horse? If that's the case, I want to do that as well. Pig read along down the hallway. Can't split up like this. Ox started chasing those three down, shouting at them not to flee. Ironically, in trying to bring the group together, Ox also split off from the group. The only ones left were myself, Sheep, Tiger, and Bunny. The situation had only gotten grimmer. Briefly split up so we could press the run buttons on our tablets without being executed. I had expected the others to be gone when I returned. They weren't. Ox, Pig, Rooster, and Monkey still were. We're in trouble, aren't we? Screw that! You think just because others have failed, I will too? I'm in a body, an unbreakable spirit, Olympic champion, record breaker in all things. I'll have a life worth 200 of itself. Some bodybuilder homicidal douchebag thinks he'll be at the end of me. He's got another thing coming. Jeez. Guess if you're that serious, I need to get into shape too, right? Fine then, let's get serious. What can we do that hasn't been tried already? We're gonna do what the others haven't. Be smart. Let's try and think about this rationally. Mouse, you said that when Horse puts on that skull mask, he starts to act like a different person. Wild one. Obsessed with fighting. Yeah, seems to be. God, that's really dumb. If it's true, we can use it to our advantage. We can stay in the third floor hallway for long enough. Eventually he'll find us. That's when you, Tiger, should challenge the masked him to a fight without weapons. A fight without weapons? It's really like a different personality when he's wearing the mask. He might agree to it. Mouse's description painted him as the honor-bound warrior nutcase who might go for it. And Tiger, you're also dumb enough for it to be believable, so that you'd lay down this challenge. Point is, we're gonna hope, and I stress, hope, that Horse goes for that. It's gonna be up to me to take him down in a one-on-one fight? God, no. You might be strong, but just physically speaking, Horse is stronger. You don't know how strong I really am. No, but I can guess. Either way, it's also clear that Horse has more fighting experience, which honestly matters more at the long run. So if you're not relying on Tiger to win, what's the plan? I'll be hiding in a closet further down the hallway Tiger will wait at. Once the fight starts, I'll pop out wielding dual pistols, take him by surprise. Like a lot of you, I actually know how to use guns like this. For a big brute like that, I won't miss. And in a hallway like that, I'll have nowhere to hide. It'll be an execution. Sounds good, but what if Horse refuses and decides to shoot her? If he's smart, after shooting her, he'll walk to check her body. When he leans down over her, he'll be wide open. What? Your plan is to sacrifice Tiger to kill Horse? At this point, losing one more to save the other 7 is worth it, especially if that one was going to die anyways. Tiger, are you okay with this? That's what it takes, and you all will just need to live my 200 lives for me. They got 80 done by now, so divide the remaining 120 amongst yourselves. Which means for each of you, that's 20 lives apiece? What? Besides, it won't come to that. I won't die. If I know Horse, he's gonna honor my life. He's gonna honor my one-on-one fight, and I'm gonna win. No, you're gonna let me pop out and shoot him to death. I could take him. We've established that you could not. Line about having no weapons. One duel, then shooting from behind? Isn't that a total dick move? You know it's also a dick move? Deciding to massacre 11 innocent people to save your own ass. I guess. Still, it doesn't sit well with me. Well, you just have to find some way to deal with it. As for the two of you, Sheep and Mouse, I hate to say it, but I think you're just going to be burdens on this whole operation more than anything. A burden. You two can wait nearby in the computer lab. Well, that way you can watch how the whole thing goes. Maybe step in if need be. Run away if it really goes south. Though, this, our fourth plan, still doesn't work. I think we're all just dead, so... Sound like a plan? I guess. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. It'd be a stretch to say I was feeling good about this. In truth, I was feeling very, very bad about this. But what else were we going to do? This was the plan now. Headed over to the computer lab to wait and watch. What else to do after all? Do you think this will work? I feel like I've asked and answered that quote so many times now. At this point, it better work. Not a very confidence-inspiring answer. Inspire your own confidence. How? I told you that it wouldn't be you doing the inspiring, now would it? She became silent. Okay, I felt a little bad about getting snippy with her, but not that bad. A lot of other things I was feeling worse about. Eventually, I heard noises. Leaned out to sneak a peek at what was happening, and sure enough, Horse was there. By the look of things, he had indeed been lured into a one-on-one fight. His weapons were thrown to the floor, and his skull mask was on. You sure you want to do this? You sure you want to do it like this? It'll be a lot of fun for me, and a lot of pain for you. More like it'll be the other way around with you being the one who gets pain. Let's do this. Joke's on you, I like pain. Tiger started charging at Horse, but Horse leaped over to the side and toppled a nearby trophy closet. Oh, God! He sent it crashing down, blocking the closet door. Blocking the closet door Bunny was hiding in. Why? How? How the fuck? Huh? What's wrong? Nervous that your friend isn't going to be able to give you backup now. It's you who made this a 1 versus 1, right? There's no way. How could you have known that was our plan? Easy. I could hear him breathing. You heard him breathing? My ears are very finely attuned. Every strand of data. Although I was listening in for it. After all, at this point, I didn't buy for a minute that you didn't have something up your sleeve. Should have laid your trap better. And there's no way he's going to be able to end this fight that easily. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Tiger once again rushed at Horse. For one, it's catching him by surprise. She pinned him against the blocked-off door, holding both his arms down onto either side of the wall. Now, Bunny, fire through the door! It had taken Bunny a second to realize what she meant by this, because there was a pause before bullets started whizzing through. Horse, however, realized what this meant instantly, and made to escape by headbutting Tiger and rushing away. In the past, this sort of evasive tactic would have resulted in Horse making a clean escape, right before he would turn around and kill his attackers. Not this time. Horse was hit in the side by the very first bullet. It wasn't anything crucial, but it clearly weakened him. As Horse gripped his side, Tiger grabbed onto the trophy case blocking the door and shoved it aside. The sound of the heavy closet moving away was enough to notify Bunny that he could now kick the door open. Finish him! Die, you fuck! Oh, Jesus. Bunny started firing both pistols at Horse. Before the first bullet was shot, Horse had already leapt up. And at Bunny, the bulky man somehow jumped with the height of a gymnast. Yet even he wasn't able to fully get out of the way of the barrage. 2 bullets hit his left leg, blood splattering on the ground. In Horse's mind, this might have been a small price to pay. After all, with the jump, he was able to get right up to Bunny. In a clean sweep, he grabbed onto both of Bunny's hands. Squeezed so hard I could hear bones breaking from down the hall. Bunny cried out in pain and dropped both pistols. Horse then swung the smaller man like he was nothing, more than a prop, tossing him down the hall. Bunny limply skidded across the hallway. Horse looked as though he meant to finish Bunny off, but Tiger wasn't having that. Comical levels of violence here. She kicked right at Horse's head. Again, normally Horse should have been able to dodge that sort of strike, but instead the blow solidly landed with a nasty thunk. I wasn't sure if Tiger was particularly speedy. Matching Horse's reflexes, or if Horse was simply starting to feel fatigue. Either way, the attack on Horse did nothing but make him an enraged, punching machine. Left hook, right hook, left straight, right straight. Horse unleashed a barrage of powerful fists at Tiger. Each punch powerful enough to crack stone. Ora, 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 ora. Tiger kept pace, blocking and dodging each and every one. While Tiger was being pushed back, Bunny was starting to recover. He slowly got to his feet, reached down, and picked up one of the pistols. He tried to aim at Horse, but the two combatants were fighting too fast, and Tiger was squarely in the way. What's the matter, Bunny? Why not shoot me? Oh wait, you can't. You nearly forgot. Oh yeah? With that, Bunny aimed his gun and... He shot right through Tiger. He shot her right through the stomach. What the hell? But in theory, this might have been a worthy sacrifice. Horse's sight was blocked by Tiger, so he should have been able to see the oncoming bullet. You're joking. And yet somehow when the bullet came barreling through Tiger's chest, it did not hit Horse, but rather the dagger he held in front of him. The fuck? Sure, the flat side of the dagger was rather wide, but still, to use something like that small to block a bullet you couldn't see coming. Then Horse wound up his arm, like he was a pitcher. Right as Tiger fell to one knee from the bullet wound, he let his dagger fly forwards, right at Bunny. It struck him right in the throat. Immediately, Bunny started to clutch at his neck and painfully choke. Tiger, to her credit, refused to go down from one bullet wound. But as she determinedly stayed on one knee, trying to get up, Horse put his hands together and struck down with killing intent. Couldn't believe what I was seeing, though I had seen it so many times. Under impossible circumstances, Horse still managed to turn the table and kill his attackers. He couldn't be beat. It was unstoppable. It was inevitable. He'd do nothing. Would do nothing, except kill. He'd murder each and every last one of us. We were going to die. There was nothing we could do. Death was inevitable. Now snap out of it. Sheep tugged hard at my sleeve, trying to stop me from just blankly staring at the carnage. Gotta run and get out of here before Horse finishes with that. Ken, what's the point? I also don't have time for this. She closed her eyes and raised her hand. It shook in the air, then came right at my face. Sheep, in a moment of desperation, slapped me. Sorry, I know I'm horrible, I'm just... No, I needed that. You're right, let's get out of here. My heart was still at the bottom of my stomach, but wallowing in that would certainly lead to death. Running still might not. At this race, I was the mouse. I was the rat. I would survive by fleeing like one. That's all I could do. We made our way up to a different section of the floor. We hid ourselves in a chemistry lab. There we caught our breaths. How? It's perfect. We totally had him. But even still, he just didn't die. It really is incredible. It really is horrifying. He's a horror movie villain. Just... Jesus Christ. I don't know what on earth could stop that beast. I don't even think he's human. Everything else has been really grounded and mysterious. This is just straight up horror movie villain route. Well, let's try and stay on the bright side. What bright side? Tiger and Sheep just got murdered. There's no bright side to this. Bunny? Tiger and Bunny? I think there's some good things to take from this. Nothing that makes up for their deaths, of course. Well, their sacrifices weren't for nothing. He was shot in the side, and twice in the leg. No, it didn't look it there. But that has to slow him down. Like you said, it didn't look like that there. Because he was running on pure adrenaline. As he calms down, the pain of that has to kick in. It's not like there are any medical supplies around here. The most that you could do is bandage it up. So maybe he has a limp now. So what? Not just the bullets. Tiger sparred with him for a while there. Horse was really starting to sweat. He was getting tired. Not so tired that he couldn't throw a knife into a human body. True, but again, that was the adrenaline. Think about it at this point. He's just been in 4 separate fights. He had to act fast to get the jump on Dog. He sparred with Dragon for a while. That definitely took some strength. Moved a vending machine and fought an attrition war with Snake. Against Bunny and Tiger, he took some serious damage and spent a ton of energy. He might be really strong, but he's still a human. Humanity has its limits. Are you sure about that? Might be doing a bunch of seemingly impossible things, but most of that is probably due to the stress and danger of the situation, bringing his muscles into hyperdrive. He's fucking Luigi super jumping all over the place. That comes with a cost. Brain has a limited amount it can handle before things start going south. So you're saying he's almost out of juice? He has to be, right? Horse hasn't been able to eat or drink properly in a while. Yesterday he was electrocuted and tied up for a long time. His body must be incredibly sore. There's no way he's in good condition. If my math is right, at the moment, he just needs one more kill to get across the finish line. It'd be all for nothing if he was overwhelmed right now. So at the moment, he's probably not looking for us. Dead, he's resting up. Exactly. And also, I have this. Sheep handed me the broken taser Dragon had shot before. This is taser from before, right? Found it on the 2nd floor, and thought, maybe it could be of some use. Tiger and Rabbit were fighting him off. I tried my best to fix it. It didn't, go too well, but I think I sort of have it working again. If I'm right, it'll fire once before I need to refix it. Oh, but it'll still shoot out as kind of a short distance web. I couldn't fix that. So this is great work, Sheep. This we actually have something to fight with. Exactly. I mean, if we won't kill him, if we hunt him down, he's weak. Manage to stun him. We get the dagger from him. We just might be able to win. You're right, Sheep. We can totally do this. Not just for us, but for Pig and Monkey and Ox and Rooster. We'll find him and we'll end this. Let's go. It was at that moment that Horse walked into the chemistry lab, not wearing his skull mask or carrying any weaponry. You'll find me, is that it? Horse! Monster. Piece of shit. Bastard. Scum. Easy with that. I get that you're upset with me, but name-calling is just petty. You know what's not petty? Tiger and Bunny's lives. Dragon's lives. You seem to think those are petty. You must, or else why would you kill them? So I guess you're just not a very good judge of pettiness. I placed a great amount of significance in their deaths, as I will with yours. You monster! I hope you rot in hell for this. And I hope you may rest in heaven. So, what happens now? With Tiger's death, everyone who I consider a threat is now dead. Killing the rest of you should be easy. Please, just surrender, and I'll give you a quick and painless exit. That's it, huh? Just gonna calmly walk in here and murder us? If that's how you want it to be, then yes. If you want to be accommodating, do you mind telling us why you decided to do this? It's not an answer that would satisfy you. Alright, then what about this? Let's deal with that skull mask of yours. Why do you go berserk when you wear it, huh? Mask, Yes, I suppose I owe you that much. Very well then. I'll tell you my story. Goody, can't wait to hear about this. Since sarcasm. No, not at all. Maybe a little. I was raised in a pretty bad part of Hightower. Lots of ruffians, lots of gangs, troublemakers and the like. It was pretty inconvenient, as my father was incredibly morally uptight. He had firm convictions of what was right and what was wrong. He instructed me to follow those teachings to the letter, ranted on about how I couldn't stray from the noble path. How imperative it was that I be a good, upstanding son. Talked about the dichotomy of people in this world, and how, after we die, virtuous will be saved, and the sinful will be punished. I obeyed him. Because I was afraid of punishment or anything, because I believe that what he said, I still believe it, genuinely. That defined my early childhood. I was the model student. I would never cheat, never lie, and never cover for anyone. That, of course, led to incessant bullying from my class. I could tolerate it all, fine, because I knew I was right. Eventually I started making some friends. They were, as my dad would put it, a bunch of troubled youths. They were friendly with me. At that time in my life, that was really all it took. Slowly but surely, they started convincing me to hang out with them after hours, to have some real fun. I told them again and again, no way, nothing good could come from it. Besides, if my dad ever found out, I'd be grounded forever. He kept on insisting. If I wanted to keep being their friend, I'd have to go out and have some fun with them. Eventually, one of them offered me this skull mask. He said I should wear it. No one would be able to recognize me, and I wouldn't get in trouble. Back then, I physically stood out. He convinced me that with a hoodie and in the dark of night, no one would find out. They presented me the mask. I caved. I snuck out at night and got into some real trouble. I was racked with guilt, so I convinced myself it wasn't me. It was someone else. That was the Night Devil. We just happened to share a body. That was how I justified it to myself. The next night I did the same thing. Then I justified it in the same way. I was wearing the skull mask out at night. I wasn't sinning. The Night Devil was. The Night Devil was really having fun. Finally able to vent out his frustration and run wild. I could control him. I could control when I lost control. I guess after a while I started to really buy into this dichotomy. I remained my father's model son. Never lied, never cheated, never got into fights, never smoked, never drank. Night Devil? Oh, he was a real party animal. Do all those things that I couldn't. Of course, I wasn't doing them. It wasn't me, that was him. As time passed, the Night Devil became something of a figure. He wasn't being led around by his friends anymore. He was leading them. They adopted his skull mask and started to mark their turf. Night Devil would be getting into lots of fights with other hoodlums, other gangs, all while under the moon's disguise. The Night Devil got really good at fighting, too. So much that he gained a bit of reputation. My father would eventually learn the secret of the Night Devil, until I had already gone to college. I still haven't gone back home. I don't even know if he'd let me. Anyways, as I stayed at a somewhat local college, I started to think that enough was enough. Night Devil had had his fun. Wasn't welcome anymore. I stuck with the straight and narrow for a while. Got my education. Found a job at a construction company that I still work for to this day. Eventually, however, I had started to bore of the tedium of life. I was content with a simple life, but something felt missing. It was only one night. I only let him roam the streets for one night. What happened that night? He went to a bar. Got pretty drunk. Got into an argument with another man. Who also happened to be pretty drunk, too. Took it outside. Night Devil only shoved him, and yet, luck was not with that man on that night. Curb hit his head, and he died. I didn't kill him. The Night Devil did. He was a true monster I had let run around on this world. That night I vowed to never let him run free again, since it was my fault for letting him out. Obsessively followed the story around his death. I was sure at any moment the police would come knocking down my door, there to arrest me for his crimes. But I was lucky. They never found any evidence linking me to that death. They never even had enough to pin it down as a homicide. I thought that was simply that for a time. However, since I was following his death, I learned of one other tragic fact. He had a young daughter. Much worse, he was a single father with no close relatives. That girl was transferred to an orphanage. It must have been such a sad time for her. Both responsibility to her. Thought about adopting her at the time. Felt a little too cruel an irony. A father's murderer adopts his only daughter. What a horrible man this must be. No, better to let sleeping dogs lie. Time passed, and she wasn't being adopted. It wasn't a good orphanage either. I used to have friends who lived there, and they'd tell me horror stories. Since the night devil had killed the poor man, wasn't it my responsibility to at least make sure his daughter could live a good life? I felt that the only way to atone for my sins, so she became my daughter. Ever since that night, I've kept the night devil's mask locked in a box deep in the attic, that all memories associated with him. Yet, through some cruel irony, when I woke, I had this mask on under the horse mask. Clearly, Brian has done his research. I didn't plan on ever using the mask to let him out, but once the hunt began, I knew who needed to do the killing. You're crazy. That would be a fair assumption. But hearing that story, I don't think you think the devil killed anyone. It was an accident, right? What difference does that intention make? Your daughter think when she finds out what you've done. She won't find out. She will. Guess you never told her that you were the one who killed her daddy either, huh? Of course I haven't. I wasn't the one who killed him. Huh, you're pathetic. That I am. Least I could do is finish my job. Means he's still gonna kill us in case we forgot. Any last words? You don't have to do this! Please, I know this isn't really you. You wouldn't mercilessly kill 2 girls just begging for their lives, would you? You told me you'd protect me. You said everything would be fine. It would be good, right? To atone? Is this really how you plan to do it? Stop this, please. Stop. I don't want to die. Please. Please, spare me. Save me. Horse stood over Sheep, yet he had stopped in his tracks. Sheep had curled into a ball, crying non-stop, utterly powerless and pathetic. It should have been an easy kill, and yet... Horse picked Sheep up by her collar, walked over the door, opened it, then threw her out. Then yanked the handle to the left so hard that the wood around it splintered. Gave it a testing shove, and just as intended, the door could no longer be opened or closed. You stay out of this. For now, anyways. First I've got this one to deal with. Horse turned over to stare me down. I can guess how this is gonna go. Nothing personal. Room's lights were off and the curtains were lowered. The room was dark and my opponent lumbered tall and strong. There were no escapes. This was it. Things were so tense that I looped back around to being calm. It's super expected that I die here, right? In that case, might as well accept it. Probably gonna die. Let's just see what I can do. No pressure. I'm ready when you are. Ready? Don't tell me you're actually going to try and fight me. Sort of. It'd be simpler if you didn't. I bet you'd like it when things are simple, huh? You'd like it too. After all, simple deaths are the least painful. Actually, not dying deaths are the least painful. There's no such thing as a not dying death. I know I was being poetic to, turn your phrase right back around on you. Didn't work. Are you gonna come after me or what? Fine. Horse started to make his way towards me. Oh shit. I didn't think this far ahead. Saw him swing his fist, but I ducked under it and started running away. Running away? Where to? Away from you? How long will that last you? Who knows? This could get annoying. Instead of chasing me down, Horse started to pick up a desk. He's going to throw that at me. Unless I still had the taser on me Sheep gave me. I had one shot, but when was a better time than this? The shot came out wide and spread and unfocused, but enough of it hit Horse to make him drop the desk and shout out. Yes, this was my chance. I ran up to him and started punching him in the chest. It didn't take too long to realize This wasn't doing anything. Horse, more annoyed than hurt, swatted at me with his other hand. Wasn't able to make it out of the way in time, so he sent me crashing into a nearby table. Ow. Why did you have to go do that? Once again, Horse started to approach me. This time, however, I didn't see a clear place to run away to. I needed to get him to stop, to catch him off guard. What to say? Who's doing the killing? What? You said the Night Devil's the murderer, right? The one coming at me right now is you, isn't it? That's... Horse looked conflicted. Being conflicted meant an opportunity. On the nearby shelf, there were a couple of vials. Grabbed one that was labeled vinegar and threw it right at his face. Oh shit. This caught him off guard, and the glass shattered right against his face, leaving him drenched. The impact put him off balance. He stumbled back, and the skull mask fell out of his pocket. The skull mask. Ran forward, grabbed it. As he tried to grab at me, I dodged, running further into the lab. That's right, run. Running's all you're good for. Just let others do the work, and run away after they fall. That's all you've done this game, and all you can do. His words stung. I had been running this whole time. Running had kept me alive. Horse was rapidly making his way towards me. Maybe there was something I could do. Some trick that could keep me alive. I looked over the nearby desk and saw 3 bottles of chemicals. I wasn't sure, but maybe just one of them could save me. Obviously, I'm gonna grab the peroxide. Grabbed the peroxide, and I poured it all over the inside of the skull mask. Then I prayed as Horse approached me. Now is your time to die. Wait. What? You shouldn't stain your hands with my blood. It should be the Night Devil, right? Here, let him finish me off. I handed out the small skull mask to him, hoping he would take the bait. Yes, you're right. He's the killer. He should do this. With one hand he took the butcher's knife out of his pocket. With the other he reached over to the mask, took it, placed it on his head. At the moment the mask made contact with his hand, with his face, he began screaming. He tore it off, but it was too late. His entire face was burning. Wow, I just had to restart my computer. Because this whole part came completely friggin' crashed repeatedly. What's wrong? Can't handle the heat? My computer could. Ugh! Vinegar and peroxide. Just fairly harmless on their own, but together they make a rather powerful combination. A rather painful combination. Horse fell to his knees, racked with pain. He kept screaming, grabbing at his face, but the burning wasn't stopping. He did this, the dagger fell to the floor. Couldn't waste the opportunity. He rushed over and grabbed the knife off the floor. With all my strength, I stabbed it right through his neck. Right then, right as I stabbed him, he stopped screaming and his eyes jolted open. He stared at me. He gave me a long, hard stare. Then, after what felt like an eternity, the man on his knees fell forward. Horse lay face down on the floor, nothing more than a corpse. I did it. The others had failed. Through quick thinking and sheer luck, I had managed to kill him. Murdered him. I won? Didn't feel like it. The rest of the race was a blur to me. Sheep helped me break down the door Horse had jacked up. The run and hide strategy ended up working out pretty well for Rooster, Monkey, Pig, and Ox because they were all fine. Grimly, so many of us dead, we had the necessary minor trinkets to run together as a group. Even through all that insanity, no one stopped pressing run, so we were all at the same space. Horse ended up being one space away from the finish line. It was a hair's breadth from victory. Victory that I stabbed out of him. There was no longer any opposition. With just the 6 of us left, we were able to work as a group and escape. We all crossed the finish line together. Metal collars came loose. Free. Even then, stepping away from that graveyard of a school, things couldn't be the same. Be permanently scarred. And 6 lives would permanently be Dog, dragon, snake, tiger. In the end, they were all killed for nothing. I could hear the Jade Emperor's laughter. This wasn't a victory. It was a loss. Spades. Nothing is found in the first 3 rounds but the sheep pad, trinkets, and weapons. Horse will be assigned a role that forces him to act. It's impossible that Horse will accept death without a fight. Horse is a monster who can beat any other animal in a fair fight. There is, however, a potential miracle if Mouse can tire out Horse and trick him. But this possibility is both slim and bloody. Better paths definitely exist. This feels like this feels like the true path. Okay, we have some legwork to do to get the rest of this route. Suppose we'll start by rock, paper, scissoring for it. Rock, paper, scissors for it. Rock, paper, scissors? It's only fair, right? Come on, 4-person tournament. Me, rooster, sheep, and pig. Let's decide it like that. Guess that's fair. I won't lose. If I must. 3 rock, paper, scissors games later. God damn it. Good luck, Mouse. I guess fair's fair. Back as soon as I can. I wasn't feeling particularly confident in this decision, but it seemed as if I had no choice but to go find the others. Death. Run for your life. There's no time for heroics. I don't know why I can't skip this. And not the time to be thoughtlessly tangoing with him, not without a plan at any rate. But I need to get away. Let's see if this actually changes anything. Right door? It'll be a little trickier to wire it up there, or with the double doors. Still, I think it should be possible, theoretically speaking. Great, then what do we do with the other doors? With what we have left, I think we can cover the other entrances by placing a pair of scouts right here. A pair of scouts? What's particularly interesting is that, despite the scene after we run away from Horse and Dog, despite it being virtually identical, if we rock, paper, scissors for the job of going to look for them instead of volunteering, we can't skip any of this. Oh, this is interesting. Is this going to kill us? Because we'll be looking away from where the vending machine might end up. Not 100% clear where exactly Horse dropped his vending machine in from. It might have been there, so with us placed here, we might be just dead. This might be a bad end path. The other scout, the one with the pistol, can watch the first scouts back in case Horse enters through the open-aired commons. But if he does approach from that position, there's a slight risk. Even still, if the scout with the pistols is on the ready, they should have a significant advantage. The 1 in 4 chance he starts by coming through there. Just review because I wasn't paying 100% attention. Right entrance with the sniper. Okay. Hardly seems perfect, but still, it's probably our best shot. Yeah, with this plan, we pretty much got the whole place on lockdown. Right there. Guess we should discuss who the scouts are, right? See if I can also provide answers for that. After all, the scout in charge of the sniper should be none other than myself. Oh. What, mouse? Me? Gotta have Jack. I'm a cop, I know how to use a pistol. I know how to use it way better than some random civilian. Alright, Mouse, will you go along with this? I'm gonna save here. And we'll do it. Let's see if this leads to death. Thank you. But, well done, buddy. That the plan was settled on. Ah. Different scenery. Of course. Eyes peeled. I doubt be coming into the library, so as long as you look over at both of those doors, he won't be able to see you before you see him. Right? I thought we stood around in silence for a while. What was I to say? Just needed to do our jobs. And a kill if that need came. That was the part I was most nervous of. Even if it was totally justified, murdering Honse, it wouldn't make me feel. At this point, I just was determined if I saw him, I would shoot him. I had to. Eventually, the silence began to wear on me. I tried starting some conversation with Snake. Are you nervous, Snake? Reasonably. We'll shoot him. Let's move on. It was right as I asked that, as it happened, the demon fell from above. Above? How stupid were we? I didn't even think about the fact that there was a walkway on the second floor that looked down at the commons. I certainly don't expect to see Honse just jump that. Instantly, he snatched the sniper rifle out of Snake's hand and picked him up by the throat. An obvious oversight. How sad. Those were his last words before Honse stabbed him in the gut with the dagger. Snake! No, I can't freak out. This time I wasn't backing down. I tried to fire my pistol at him, but before I could even aim, he snatched my arm and picked me up by it. Hehe, I almost fell for it. Almost. When I came down the right hallway, I saw that the other doors were blocked off by vending machines. When I saw that, I thought to myself, why aren't they protecting these doors? And I realized they probably were. Sorry, but you didn't think this out well enough. And I realized they probably were. Sorry, probably didn't think this out well enough. As my body dropped to the floor, all that I could think that went through my mind was, really? Like this? Perhaps not my most meaningful last thought. Perhaps this wasn't my most meaningful death. Diamonds. Well, after the first few deaths, setting up an ambush will be the inevitable next step. However, if the positioning isn't properly thought out, Honse will easily get past the traps and massacre the group. Mouse is smarter than this, right? This is number 2. What's number 3? No thanks. Are you certain? Yeah, I'm good. I really shouldn't be trusted with something like this. See, even she admits it. Just let me handle this. Fine, you're probably a safe-ish choice at the very least. It's not worth delaying the ambush anymore to argue. The plan was settled on. We didn't know when Honse would be coming to attack, so we worked fast. I handed Bunny the pistol and Snake set up the traps. Everything was ready. I went with the others and hid in the cafeteria, waiting for something to happen. It was a tense silence for a while. Eventually, however, the silence wore on me to the point where I felt the need to say something. Hey, Ox. What? Why do you think Honse is doing all this? Can't imagine. It certainly seems out of character. Right? Could have thought he'd be the type to do something like this. You didn't know him well enough. He just hid this murderous side of him. I think he must have had a better reason to turn against us. Possibly. That might just be you thinking naively. Optimistically, the two go hand in hand. I think this ambush plan is going to work. Who knows? I think there's a chance. But if you're right in how you've been describing Honse, it also wouldn't surprise me if he finds some way to evade these traps. What do if that happens? I don't know. I imagine we won't all get out alive. That's people who do get out alive. I don't know what we can realistically hope to do. Killing him seems unlikely. I'm sorry. So if this fails, that's it. We're all dead. Necessarily, but probably. Gee, got any more fun facts to kill the time? Before I could answer, Horse walked into the upper left hallway, holding Dragon's automatic rifle. Oh, I guess Snake's plan wasn't flawless after all. Oh! It was that realization that crossed my mind as Horse began to mow down the rest of us in one clean, brutal sweep. In a minute, the hunt was over. Horse had won. Diamonds. Oh, that's the same? So... This is the fail. Upper right door. So right place. Pass. Will this change? Before you can answer, I heard a loud thud. Okay. And then another. Came from where the commons area beyond the upper left entrance. We couldn't tell what was happening, but Snake and Bunny had a much better angle. After a brief, frantic exchange between the two, Bunny shouted out to us. Guys, run out the upper right entrance. Run and hide. Leave this to us. What? Trust us. Let's do it. Hi. We weren't sure what was happening, but I decided to trust Bunny. Ran straight across the cafeteria, not daring to stop, and exited through the upper right hallway. The others followed my lead. Before we knew it, everyone was on the 3rd floor. Of course, everyone was freaking out. Why didn't we stick to the plan? We should have stuck to the plan. We should have just stayed in place. We shouldn't have listened to Bunny. This is the problem with making a bunch of fancy plans and trying to account for every possibility. You just can't. Life's cruel and unpredictable. You just gotta face things head on. I knew this was a horrible idea. Still, what on earth was that noise? Was Bunny so insistent about us running away? Things were a bit chaotic. No one really knew what to do. Just then Bunny came in, running from the stairs. Bunny, where's Snake? What happened? He's dead. He's dead and we're all gonna die. Bunny went on to explain that Horse had apparently thrown a vending machine off the 2nd floor balcony and used it as cover to advance upon them. Snake tried to take the initiative and shoot at him, but Horse managed to evade. After 10 standoffs, Snake managed to shoot Horse's submachine gun, but Snake got killed in the process. Bunny also somehow managed to lose the gun, ran for his life after the death of Snake because he was unarmed. Needless to say, this did not calm people down. We're gonna die! We're gonna die! Is there anything else we can do? Any way at all to stop him? Okay. Nothing else really changed beyond that point, so we're just gonna go back here. Is this fun for you? Hardly. This is just as sad for you as it is for me. It doesn't look that way. Perhaps I don't show my emotions on my face well enough. I'll work on that. That's all he said before picking me up by the throat and squeezing. Like to say I was choked out. No. He put pressure on my windpipe. He cracked and I was dead. Quick and painless. There we go. 8 of hearts. If I was facing down Horse alone, she'd be at a massive disadvantage. She'd catch off guard by confronting him with the truth. Then if she doesn't learn or remember some special trick that would catch even Horse off guard, Horse will end up killing her. That's simple enough. That's the last ending. Now, have some arsenic. Grabbed the arsenic, and I poured it all over the inside of the skull mask. I prayed as Horse approached me. I'd love the night demon do it. Yes, you're right. He's the killer. He should do this. Took the mask, placed on his head. Pathetic. Nothing you can do in the face of my might. With that he suddenly rushed me, stabbing me with a knife. As he pulled it from my throat, as blood poured out of my body, I think I was really hoping that would react with the vinegar. Then I died. That was silly. Oh my god. I have mixed feelings about that, right? On one hand, I think I can respect that ultimately we're going for what Monkey's opinion of Horse's behavior was, in that uses the mask as a sort of outlet for violent impulses that he had to suppress due to a highly sheltered and controlling upbringing. On the other hand, he's comically strong. Like, jumping the shark levels of strong. Ridiculous. But it worked out in the end. We learned a bit more about him. It's certainly something. I'm just gotta take a bit to unwind after wow. Alright. I think on this in this path, as far as what we're gonna do next, I am still curious what this changes. But we do end up getting on a second split here. I think our next vote is going to be, do we join up with Buddy and Dog on this route? Do we join up with Pig and Monkey on this route? Or do we go back to the Ox route and join up with Pig and Monkey? Yeah, that's a good selection of 3 choices, I think. Man. Let me know what you thought about this route in the comments, because I have many thoughts, but they're all vague and incomprehensible right now. Until next time. Until then, let's end on some calming music.